Hi everyone, thank you for connecting with me today. If you'd like to skip ahead, there are timestamps in the description box below, along with additional information such as planetary transits and how to book a personal reading. If you are in the Denver area, hit me up the first week of February and I would love to give you a one-on-one reading. Please keep in mind that these are general readings, so not everything will resonate with everyone. Take whatever resonates and leave the rest behind. This is a loving community where we help each other grow, so I really appreciate the helpful, loving comments, and I love it when you guys support each other. And a big special thank you to my subbies. I am really feeling the love, and I have just appreciated it so much. So grateful for the likes, the comments, the shares, the subscribes. I love the personal readings you guys have been asking for, and I love when you guys just email me to connect with me. I'm really feeling the love, and I love you guys so much, and it really means a lot to me. I get so much from these readings, and I just love the group therapy, especially whenever Spirit, swoops in and gives us something unexpected. Make sure to give me a thumbs up if this video resonated with you, and without further ado, let's get on to your readings. Hello my Cappies, happy February, how are we doing? Welcome to February 2018. Let's jump right into it. Your spiritual messages are, you have the Angel Maya, and Angel Maya says, schooling, study, and education help your life's purpose and personal growth at this time. The angels will guide you and help you with this process. So you could actually be going back to school if you're not actively in school. And it could also be like getting certified at work, or like a lower level training type of course. It doesn't have to be like going to university and buying textbooks and paying tuition and all of that. It could also be like lower level training at the job, but it can be like life lessons too, right? Or like learning a hobby. So however that works for you. Capricorns love to learn, right? They're ruled by Saturn, so it's very much like, Saturn is the lesson learner, right? Saturn is the teacher, Saturn is the hard-ass instructor, so, you Capricorns, you Cappies, eat that up, right? So, you're all about learning, maybe, you are elevating your study, right? So, maybe you know a lot about a certain subject, but you're just, elevating in your knowledge. I have here the Three of Cups, and the Three of Cups reversed. Sometimes it can talk about a love triangle. I don't see that right here, but let me know in the comments if that resonates with you. But what I'm feeling is maybe there's something you're learning about your group of friends, or like the people that you hang around with, right? Your peers, your people you see on a daily basis who, know the most about you. And I feel like there's this, I'm getting the sense that you're feeling left out, you don't quite connect with the people you're around. And it's like you like these people, but they're just not vibing with you or something. Let me know if you can relate. But perhaps in this study, in this schooling, perhaps you are kind of redirecting your peer group, right? So if, especially if you're if you're doing, if you're studying something that's completely different from what you're used to, then, maybe you'll have to take on an entirely different peer group. And so maybe you haven't acclimated to that group yet. But let's see, could I get one more card that clarifies the High Priestess and the Moon for Capricorn and all those who love Capricorn in their spiritual lives? Thank you, Spirit. Please surround us with the warm, white, loving light of God and give us God-given guidance for the highest good of all for Capricorn and all those who love Capricorn in their spiritual life. One more shuffle and we good. The High Priestess can also be a learning card. We have the Queen of Pentacles. So this could be you. This could be your Capricorn Highness. So the High Priestess, she's someone who uses her intuition, and we have the spiritual authorities of the tarot are the High Priest and the High Priestess. The High Priest is someone who you would traditionally think of as a religious leader, right? He is a minister, he's a pastor, he's a priest. He goes by the book and he follows it to the T, right? A very like fundamentalist doctrine, a very sometimes dogmatic, but a very strict way of looking at how the world works or how you are supposed to act, the traditions you're supposed to keep, the law of God, basically. The High Priestess, she is more of an intuitive, she studies more of the intuitive arts, right? So she takes a more feminine approach to learning. The High Priestess is someone, in some decks she's holding the Torah. In this particular deck, we have a book that has Alpha and Omega. If that says anything to you, if you're learning like Greek or something, then let me know. That would be interesting. But I always see the High Priestess as a Pisces, but in this deck she has a yin and yang. A lot of cards in the Cosmic Tarot have yin and yangs, and that can mean Cancer too. So you could be dealing with Pisces or a Cancer. But this is someone who uses her intuition, right? So when she studies the Torah, when she studies Alpha and Omega, I see, in another deck, in this deck actually, in this deck she is a fortune teller. So of course, the High Priestess is someone who studies the occult, who studies like intuitive arts. There's not a hard and fast rule for tarot cards. There's not a hard and fast rule for astrology. There's not a like fundamentalist way to look at those things. They're all nuanced. And so the High Priestess is about nuanced learning. Because it's reversed, it's like, you know, when I see the Three of Cups reversed and then the High Priestess reversed, it's kind of like what you're learning, what you're studying takes a lot of nuance and you're not used to that nuance, right? So it's like, it's just going to take getting acclimated to that, I feel like. And I see like the ocean in the background. So when you think of the ocean, sometimes we have to dip our toes in before we can just plunge in, right? Because it's like freezing water. So this is something you're going to have to kind of temper yourself into. We have the moon reversed here, and the moon reversed, the moon can be a card about depression, about secrets. With these two cards reversed, it could mean a secret that's coming out, especially with this Seven of Pentacles. The Seven of Pentacles in this deck, it always talks about planting our seeds, right? So in the background we see these men who are tilling the soil and you know, basically sowing their seeds. They're waiting for it to harvest. They're taking care of the ground. They're nurturing it, and it's just a matter of time before it blooms. We also see growth on the side of this building. So it's like you can't see the seeds in the ground, but you know that given time, they will produce growth. They will bring about harvest. And then in the foreground, we have a woman who is setting a bird free. I always see it as a carrier pigeon. Could be like a dove of peace, but so you could be sending like a message of peace. And you know, seeing it as this carrier pigeon, it's like she's sending a message off. She's sending a message away. And she is confident that she's going to get a return message, right? That she's going to get a reply. So she's letting it go with complete faith that the pigeon is going to come back with a message for her. So if a secret is being revealed, then definitely some sort of message is being released. Some sort of message is getting out. And it's a matter of time before that reply... before a reply is met, whether you're sending out that message or whether you're getting this message. We also have the Two of Swords right here. The Two of Swords is usually a card about decision. In this particular deck, we see a nun who has a baby on her doorstep in the pouring rain. Obviously, she cannot leave this baby out in the rain, so she has to decide, do we have enough room in our orphanage? Or should I look for this baby's parent? So... you know, it's obvious that she has to take this baby in, but the choice is, where does it go from here, right? So this is kind of like the reply. We made our decision. We let our dove free. We put our baby on the doorstep, and we're waiting for something else to come our way. We also have the Queen of Pentacles, which again, I believe to be you. You could also be dealing with another Capricorn or a Virgo or a Taurus. And, hold on just one second. I want to pause this because it knocks off. Okay. So, yes, you could be dealing with a Virgo or a Taurus, but, again, I'm feeling this is your energy. And, I'm feeling like someone is awaiting your response. Like a secret came out, like you found out something. It's not something you're used to. It's something that takes more intuition than you're used to. Like, it's not the traditional way you would go about things, but it's like the message is flying this way to you, right? So, the Queen of Pentacles is someone who is very thrifty. She gets all the good deals. She invests her money right. You Capricorns know how to do this. Invest your time, invest your money, and, you know, very smart with budgets, very smart with finances. She will take her resources and multiply them, right? So she, you know, she's the best coupon coder. She's the best, just so thrifty. She, knows all the like secret deals. She asks her friends for help. These elves help her so that she doesn't have to spin her wheels, doing everything, working really hard, and, you know, coming up with beans. She asks for help from people who support her, and she's able to multiply her resources. One of those resources could be time. One of those resources could be housework. One of those resources could be cars. Anything in your material world. It's like you are masterful enough in your material world that you are secure in it, and you are in a place where you can kick back and allow others to help you. So, let's move on to your money, health, and career. But first I gotta make my money, so stay tuned. Okay, in money, health, and career, we have the Ten of Wands with Wishing Well. Ooh, I love it. So let's see what Wishing Well has to say. Hugging like a monkey see, monkey do. Wish me love, oh wishing well, kiss and tell. Wishing Well says, desire is the sacred impulse for life. Feel it, but let go of all attachment to ownership. Wishing Well goes on to say, desire is the most important impulse for creating life. Now you're seeing the relationship between desire and inspiration, and sensing the moment of truth when you feel the inception of new life. It is an aha moment when everything makes sense. Perhaps you recognize a soulmate or are conceiving a baby or an idea. The Wishing Well card awakens you to the presence of unseen forces that enable new beginnings. Divine intelligence activates the field of possibilities where new life is co-created in a magical way. Neither you nor anyone else can know how or why this happens. It just does. To that end, you can't control the process of growth. Rather, you must step aside to be a channel for higher forces and relinquish any attachment to how this new creation should appear or when. Form your intention and take action by dropping the coin into the Wishing Well. Then trust in spirit. Prepare to be amazed. Love it, love it. Prepare to be amazed. So we have that paired with the Ten of Wands and the Ten of Acorns, and the Ten of Wands in the Cosmic Tarot deck. In this deck right here, the Ten of Wands shows Saturn, and again, Capricorn's ruled by Saturn. So the Ten of Wands is a very like hard-ass lesson, hard-ass life lesson, but very, like, Capricornian energy, like, Ten of Wands is, like, perseverance, right? So, it's Sisyphus who has pushed the rock up the hill. The rock has fallen down, so he has to push the rock again up the hill. And, you know, some people can tire of this thinking, like,
is this it? Like, is this all my life is I'm just going to keep pushing this rock up the hill. It's going to keep falling down and there's no end to it. Capricorns handle the Ten of Wands in a little different way. I think of the mountain goats who climb up the top of the mountain, right? And, I mean, if you Google image it, it's like they will rest their hooves on the ledges of these mountains, and it looks like how are they even there, right? It's like they're balancing on like the sides, and it's like, how did you get there, and how are you still like balancing there? But it's just the perseverance that Capricorns have to reach the top, right? They are all about incrementalism. They're all about perseverance, pushing forward, making it happen. I love it with you guys. So when it's paired with the wishing well, you know, the wishing well said, trust in spirit that your wish is going to be granted, and don't try to like force the outcome. Like, don't try to micromanage the outcome. So I feel like with Capricornian energy, and then the message of this card, there's a slight warning that I think it's good that you push ahead, but just remember that you don't always have to work so hard, that you can rely on unforeseen forces and the faith you have within yourself to, make possibilities happen. In this card, we see a mask right here, and I can kind of see angel wings. I don't know if you guys can oh yeah, you can see it. So it's like, this is a spirit that you can't really see. I mean, you can see the mask, so you know that something's there, right? So, yes, I would just caution you to have more faith and not overwork yourself. Again, we have the Knight of Hearts, so again, you could be dealing with a Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. I also wanted to say the moon for me is a very water sign card too, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces, and then I told you that the High Priestess was that too. So, very possibility that that's that type of person is in your vicinity. If you're not dealing with a Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces, then this is a love offer. Because it's in your health, career, and like money, then it could just be like loving, like falling in love with what you do, right? So that's cool. I like that. I like to hear that. We also have the Two of Wands, and the Two of Wands, excuse me, it usually shows a man who has like the whole world in his hands. So it's like full of possibility, full of potential. But it's about making plans nonetheless. It's like putting your plans into action. So putting your plans into action in regards to what you truly love, what you truly want to do. But again, don't push it too hard. Let it come to you. Sometimes when we push too hard, we like destroy our blessings, right? Like, sometimes God has a completely like mind-blowing way of making our dreams come true, like better than we could have ever imagined, right? So if we just like give control to spirit, then there are surprises, right? We're surprised instead of micromanaging. Spirit, could you give us clarification in Capricorn's money, health, and career? Could you clarify the Two of Wands and the Knight of Hearts for me, please? Please surround us with the warm, loving light of God and give us God-given guidance for the highest good of all, for Capricorn and all those who love Capricorn. One more shuffle to clarify the Two of Wands and the Knight of Hearts. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay. The Lovers. Ooh, so maybe love, maybe love. Seven of Wands. Okay. And, sorry, the Eight of Swords. Okay, so, sometimes the Lovers can talk about choice. Sometimes it can talk about a Gemini character if you're dealing with a Gemini. Let me try to piece this together for money, health, and career. Money, health, and career. Perhaps you have partnered with a career or a job that you are in love with, right? We did talk about this Knight of Hearts being like something you love and something you are putting your plans into motion with. So maybe you're just falling in love with your work, which is awesome. I feel like if this is the case, this particular work is giving you a lot of confidence. The Seven of Wands is about sticking up for yourself, about standing your ground. Sometimes there's a defensive energy, but I don't feel that here. I feel like because you're so in love with what you're doing, it's like you're getting more reassurance about yourself. The Eight of Swords is a card about feeling trapped. In this particular deck, we see a woman who is half naked. She is covering herself with a blanket. Her hand is in her head, or her head is in her hand, and ghosts are chasing her down the stairwell. When it's reversed, it's like she's not trapped. She's not haunted by these thoughts, right? She's not trapped by these thoughts. She is kind of seeing them for like the phantoms that they are, right? They can't really hurt her. If you do set boundaries with ghosts, then they really can't do shit to you. So it's like maybe if you were at a job where you once felt trapped, if you were at a place in your life where you once felt trapped, you are seeing a new perspective, quite possibly gaining more confidence in yourself, to kind of tell those ghosts or tell those thoughts like, you know, you can't trap me, I'm stronger than this, right? If this is a health concern, then this could be like feeling like trapped by an illness, trapped by a... I'm getting especially like mental illness because the swords and the ghosts are mental, of the mental realm. So especially if you suffer from mental illness, I feel like either a partner is helping you, or at your job you're gaining more confidence that you're kind of surmounting these limitations that you had before. Like the limitations are kind of fading away. But again, I wouldn't push too hard. I would just kind of like let those limitations slip away. Be patient with yourself. I'm sure, you know, they could pop up anytime, but the more you are connected to what you love, the more you are like in alignment with what you're supposed to be doing, with who you're supposed to be doing, the more self-confidence you'll have in yourself, and you'll be able to kick these limitations in the bud. I like it. I like it. Let's get on to love and personal life. Okay, in your love and personal life, we have the Six of Wands, good card, and we have be authentic to who you are. I always laugh at this card because she's got a swan on her head, and it's like this like weirdo girl with a swan on her head. And so, you know, it's like a definite message of be authentic to who you are. Be the weirdo. Let your freak flag fly. We also have a boy playing the flute down here, a butterfly. Also, we have a girl who's sleeping. She has a weird thing on her head too. Trapeze artist, lizards, and some flowers. But be authentic to who you are says you are asked to be real and true pertaining to who you are and how you feel. Wonderful. You might be feeling victorious because we have the Six of Acorns or the Six of Wands, which is a card about victory. It's a card about wearing that laurel garland, achievement. You have earned your success. So, pat on the back, Capricorn. We also have the Eight of Wands. The Eight of Wands is a card about fast communication, fast messages. Whenever I see it in a love reading, it's like Cupid's arrows, right? So it can kind of, a lot of times it can speak of like cute text messages back and forth, flirting, you know. But we have the Four of Hearts right here, and the Four of Hearts is a card about boredom, about missed opportunities, sometimes rejection. So, what I'm kind of feeling, but we'll see what the other cards, clarify this, but I'm feeling like someone might be flirting with you, courting you, and you're just like, not interested, which is okay. You could also be, I don't think you are courting someone who's bored with you, because you have this Victory card here, right? So it's like you are the shining star in this story. But let's see what the rest of the cards have to say. Spirit, 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 thank you, thank you, thank you. Please surround us with the warm, white, loving light of God and give us God-given guidance for the highest good of all, for Capricorn and all those who love Capricorn in their love and personal life. Spirit, could you clarify the Eight of Wands and the Four of Hearts for Capricorn and all those who love Capricorn? For Capricorn and all those who love Capricorn in their love and personal life. Please clarify, thank you, the Eight of Wands and the Four of Hearts. One more shuffle. For Capricorn and all those who love Capricorn. The Five of Swords, the Wheel, and the Three of Wands reversed. Okay, let's see. You might be, the reason why, and this is for some of you, this is a general reading, so I can't, speak to every Capricorn in the world, but the reason why some of you may not be so jazzed about these messages, so jazzed about these Cupid's arrows, so jazzed about this offer, is because you might be, like, getting over a breakup. The Five of Swords in this particular deck shows a woman who is outside of a door. She looks very sad, right? Like I feel like she's feeling like this is not my home anymore, right? Five of Swords is a card about debate. It's a card about not seeing eye to eye. Sometimes it's a card about a shallow victory, a hollow victory, about saying mean and nasty things and spiting each other. So you could have been facing conflict, and to me, swords cards get misrepresented a lot, but, debates and arguments and disagreements don't always have to be spiteful. They don't always have to be nasty. It's all about knowing how to be mature in conflict resolution. In this particular deck, we see that a bunch of ivy, a bunch of growth is crawling over the door. So I always feel like the message for this is to weed out the ideas, weed out the thoughts, weed out the perspectives that are kind of cluttering the space, right? So, with all these messages coming in, with all these quick moving things coming in, maybe it's just too much, like too much overgrowth, too many messages. And so, it might be a good time to trim out the messages, trim out the words that are extra in some way. That could also be like your thoughts, like maybe your thoughts of the past that aren't serving you in present relationships, whether you're with someone or not. We also have the Wheel. The Wheel in this deck shows 4 people who have their hands in the center of a round table, and it always reminds me of like a game. Well, it reminds me of 2 things. It reminds me of like a poker game or something where everyone has something under their hands and it's like luck of the draw, right? But I also see it as kind of like a truce, like a pact, right? So safety in numbers. Like we can multiply our luck if we work together. Oh, sorry, Capricorn. I needed that Coca-Cola slurp. But the wheel, you know, it's a sign about luck, or a card about luck. It's a card about divine timing. Perhaps with these disagreements, with these arguments, you will start to form a truce that will be lucky for the greater good, for the highest good of all. We have the Three of Wands right here. You could have been waiting for a long time and you're either sick of it and moving on, or you don't have to wait anymore after, you know, these disagreements are sorted out. And it's going to take a team effort. It's not, it can't just be you. It can't just be your partner, or, you know, if you're single, it can't just be the person you're interested in or the person you're dating. It has to be a joint effort. And the Three of Wands is about waiting for your ships to come in. So after perhaps these, what's the word? I'm feeling like these disagreements are just misunderstandings, right? So once you iron out the different perspectives, you might see that both of you are actually on the same page. And so, like, the ship's already there, is what I'm feeling, right? Like, it was just, like, a difference in communication. Because you have the Victory card. And, again, you know, if you need to, like, put your genuine self out there, then you might find that, you know, you guys aren't so different. But if there is a part of you who's holding back, then, you know, I don't think it will be good for the team. Let me know in the comments, Capricorn. I want to do one more thing. Hold on one sec. Okay, so since it's Valentine's Day, I got little conversation candy hearts that we're going to use like runes. Runes! Oops. Okay. Ooh, you got a lot. Let's see what all you got. And in traditional rune fashion, I'm not going to read the underside. And these are cheap conversation hearts, so it's hard for me to read all the messages. So let's use our intuition. Let's use our intuition, right? To read these dang candy hearts. Okay. So this fell out like by my lap, but you couldn't see it. It says, I believe it says kiss. Let's kiss. Mwah. So that's cool. I like kissing. I can't read this. Can y'all let me know what you see? I cannot read what it say. Okay. And then we have sweet stuff. So try to say sweet words during these arguments, during these disagreements, during these debates. We also have be my BF, be my boyfriend. So perhaps, I don't know, you know, only you will feel this. If you are a female Capricorn and you're single, perhaps you are the one who is shooting these love arrows and saying, be my boyfriend. I love it. Girl power. You know, be in control. But in any case, I don't think you'll be waiting for long for your ships to come in. But if you are, I'm feeling if you are this girl who is, you know, making the first move, being, you know, strong woman, modern woman, and, you know, if there's a feeling of being rejected, of your crush not feeling the same way, I feel like this crush does feel the same way, but it's just like a language thing. Like they aren't understanding. And perhaps like this, be authentic to who you are. Like they almost don't believe you. but I kind of feel like they don't believe you because it's too good to be true or something. So however you feel like you need to navigate this, I would really be interested to hear in the comments. I would love to see what this is for you guys. But in any case, I love you very, very much. I hope to see you in March. I hope you have a good February, a good Valentine's Day. I love you, love you. And I will see you later, Capricorn. Bye.